Hi, I'm Junayd, a Cambridge Youth Striker for Climate. I wanted to take your time to talk about what we mean when we say we need a more sustainable economy. What does sustainable economy look like? Let's take an example from 19th century agriculture to see what sustainable economy doesn't look like. Let's talk about 19th century London and poo. Bear with me here. So in the 19th century, London was getting big, really big. There was a lot of people and they all needed feeding. So farming in the countryside increased rapidly, with lots of new crops being made, being grown and sent into the city, where all those people eating it. But all those people in the city eating all that food produced a lot of poo. Something had to be done with the poo. Eventually, sewage systems were introduced to transport that poo into the sea. But this had consequences. When an animal eats plants and produces poo, that poo has a lot of vital nutrients, and it's important that that poo returns to the soil whence it came, so it can replenish the ground and allow for new plants to grow. Now, all those nutrients in the poo were being sent straight to the sea. And so the ground was getting infertile and the soil was getting degraded. It was becoming a serious issue, to the point that we ended up importing poo from Peru. I'm not even joking. You can find this on the internet. Birds in Peru produce a nitrogen-rich poo called guano, and in just over 15 years, we imported 2 million tons of the stuff. It was a huge trade, attracting the global superpowers of the day. It produced a lot of wealth, a lot of millionaires, and a lot of damage to the Peruvian ecosystem. We were taking all this nutrient-rich poo from the Peruvian ecosystem, but leaving nothing in place to make up for the loss of nutrients. So the soil and grounds in Peru started to become degraded, and so less plants grew in the area, so there was less food for the birds, and they produced less poo. So suddenly, this global demand for bird poo was leading to a global shortage in bird poo. And it wasn't until the early 20th century, amid the invention of artificial fertilizers, that we were able to overcome this agricultural crisis. This is just one example of how we have greedily robbed the resources our Earth has provided us, with no consideration for the damage done. And over the last century or so, we've led lifestyles and economies that have been focused around the accumulation of more and more for the individual. As a result, people only care about themselves. Businesses only care about their pockets. Governments only care about their nations. And nobody thinks of the bigger picture, about the relation between humanity and the environment. This is not how it works in the environment, by the way. In the environment, everything is circular. You take stuff out, you put stuff back in the end. Even the highest of predators, like the lion or the tiger, will eventually grow old and die. Their bodies will decay and they will return those nutrients to the ecosystem, ready to start the cycle all over again. If a lion or tiger was to eat more and more and more and consume more without any end or death, they would get so big that they would eat the earth. We must recapture a cyclic relation with nature. When we take stuff out, we must give stuff back. We must use our knowledge to foresee the consequences of our actions. We must use the resources our planet has provided us to tackle the climate crisis. And we must preserve the earth like our home. No more robbing the earth. It's time for system change, not climate change.